So that speaks to the importance of SEO then, right? Because if they're going to the
Oh,
website first, then we need to make sure that we have that information that it's looking for.
hello, and welcome to another episode of the Google Business Buzz. Thanks for joining me, and I am proud to be accompanied by my friend Anthony Leonardo. He has been with OMG for over 20 years. He is the director of fulfillment, and under him work our Google organic specialists, our Google ad specialists, our meta specialists, and the website developers, the whole website department. Anthony, thank you for joining us today.
I appreciate it. I'm making my debut here, so I truly appreciate it. And ready to have some fun.
Let's go. That's right. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for making the debut, taking some time out of your busy schedule. So today wanted to talk to you really about websites and the most important thing, the most up-to-date thing is Google Marketing Live. So we're recording this on May 22nd, 2025, a day after Google Marketing Live, and the takeaways have been enormous. And really wanted to get your feedback with regards to how AI overviews and AI mode and basically how this is changing search and what we're doing here at OMG to get prepared.
Well, first of all, the landscape is changing so much in the last just year alone. I mean, I started at OMG when I was still in college. I was 21, and 20 years ago, things were so different. And just over the last year, we've seen such a drastic change in how people are searching. Uh, the way that people used to search historically was, just go on Google and search for things. But with AI, that has really shifted. You can find businesses on AI now, on Gemini GPT, and that has kind of changed the way we're looking at our processes and what we're doing to make sure that we are kind of in the forefront of things, right? And making sure that the clients that we work with are being found on AI. So with Google making these changes, we're really kind of like keeping a close eye on what we can do on our end to ensure that we're being found on all these AI models.
Of it. We're keeping a close eye on AI. That's right. And it's like you said, search is changing. It's becoming more of a dialogue. I was watching the guys on the All In podcast. It's a really good podcast. I recommend anyone check it out. But the main MC, so to say, he was talking about how he uses AI in like a dialogue fashion while he does continue to do search and type in here and talks to chat, talks to AI mode, and he feels like he's in that movie Minority Report. You remember where
That was
where
with
Tom
Tom Cruise,
Cruise,
right? Yeah.
right, where he would put the gloves on and he would be able to move everything
Yep.
and interact with like a 3D space. It does feel like that, and I never thought about using AI with like my voice and talking to it, and it's something we can easily do.
Yeah,
It's
you know what? I was watching Iron Man yesterday, the original, like the one where they introduced Tony Stark,
uh,
and he was talking to like Jarvis, and it just brought me like to this place where I was just like, wow, like we're not that far off from that, right? He's everything he's saying to Jarvis, and I'm like, well, I can just do that with AI. Not to that extent, but we can really just talk to AI and make it our personal assistant. So yeah,
right.
just like you're talking about Minority Report with Tom Cruise, it's a whole new world where we live in now.
Yeah, and the information that AI gathers, right? It's so close to being how I would present it to my boss or even myself, how I would gather it, and it's so close that there's just minimal edits that you have to do, minimal feedback. But the feedback loop is also great, right? When I use AI Studio and I have it create a blog post, I'll read the blog that it gives me, and I will give it feedback. And the feedback loop isn't like with your typical writer, right? I used to do blogs. I used to write for web copy, SEO all day, right? Now when you get those edits, those revisions, it kind of hurts. It's like, man, I worked on this all day. I thought it was great. Now with AI, it's like, all right, this same thread, it's giving me back exactly what I'm asking it. All right, this blog is good. Now I want it to be for our towing industry, right? And boom, it towifies the whole blog and makes it more understandable for that audience. And with that, like these updates are being picked up by Google, and Google is in the future and right now moving towards using a business website and all of the websites as the main source of the truth to create these AI overview and AI mode results. And now also, as we learned, Google ads are going to show in these AI overview and AI mode results, right? So with that, we have to think, okay, Google is going to go into these landing pages and going to evaluate how good is this landing page for that human user that's going to, that they're trying to get to that landing page. And if it's not good, they're going to rank your ad lower, and make your spend higher. So it's like more important than ever in my mind to have a website, right? What do you
Well,
think?
how do you explain that to the layman, right? So you understand these things, I understand these things because we worked in marketing for a long time. But let's just say that person X is working with a business. How like let's just say I'm a business owner and I say, well, I have a website. It's nice, it's pretty, I like it, but I don't understand the back end data. I don't understand what goes into Google crawling a site and what it's looking for and these AI models crawling a site and what it's looking for. How do you explain in layman's terms, like, hey, you need this, you need to add these things to your website for your business to succeed, for us to run your Google ads, your Facebook ads, your all of these ads? What do you say to these business owners?
No, that's a great question. I mean, it's basically like how do you make a car run, right? You don't see the engine it, with the front end. You don't see the engine. It's underneath the hood, right? That's basically what a website is like. There's the front end that you see that has the graphics, that has the copy. It's very user friendly. The user finds a way around it. Very easy to navigate. But then the back end, that's the coding. The coding is what Google is going for, right? The bots. They call them the bots. And it's not just Google bot anymore. It's GPT bot. It's Bing bot. It's LinkedIn bot. It's Meta bot. They all have their own indexing bots to find and gather information. And we make sure to at OMG, just to say, big real quick shameless plug, we make sure to add these into our robots TXT so that our clients' websites all are indexed by these bots, including ChatGPT. Now, what is happening is when a user is asking for these queries, right? I'm asking for, hey, I'm looking for a window cleaning company here. I'm in Sunrise, Florida. It's going to different aspects of the web, right? It's going to first and foremost websites in that area. It's not like on Google, a classic Google, right? That you would see the Google map first and then underneath the links. ChatGPT and AI overviews, they go to the websites first and then they go to the different directories. So I mean, we've
So
seen.
that speaks to the importance of SEO then, right? Because if they're going to the website first, then we need to make sure that we have that information that it's looking for, right? That the bots are looking for. So what would you do if you're working as a marketer for a client to ensure that that information, that relevant information, is on the site?
I would do what we've been doing for over 10, 15 years with SEO and websites at OMG. Content is still king. SEO is not dead. SEO is actually more important now than ever because it's AI is taking those classic SEO theories and methodologies and putting them up to the forefront, right? It's using everything Google created for those websites, those blue links underneath the map pack, and it's bringing it up because it makes so much sense. It's all about the user, giving that end user a good result so that they keep coming back and they trust the browser or the AI to give them a reliable result. And that, in like at this moment, if you run queries, you're going to see the website coming up in 9 out of 10 searches first for AI overviews, AI mode, and Chat GPT. And it's really important that the website is running fast and that it's mobile friendly. Like all of these aspects that Google ranks for organic website SEO ranking, they make even more sense on AI and how AI is evolving because it's only going to be curated in a better way for the user, for you and me. You know, they're going to know so much about us. AI is going to be able to grab your information from emails, things that you've interacted, and be like, hey, okay, I see you like 5 years ago made a reservation at Bahama Breeze for your anniversary. Do you want to do one right now? Like, yeah, I haven't been there
Yes.
in 5 years. That's a good
That,
idea.
I never really thought of it that way, but that is pretty crazy. Like that you have that historical data and that it can just kind of make recommendations based on that historical data. How do you see the landscape of ads, like Google ads, local services ads, Facebook ads, how that is going to change over time with people utilizing more AI search queries? How will the AI models monetize? And how do you think that's going to change over time?
Oh man, yeah, that's such a great question, and it's so relevant right now because they totally talked about it in yesterday's Google Marketing Live. They're inserting ads into AI overviews and into AI mode. This makes Google Ads a player again. We were thinking here just last week that, Google Ads is something that has to take a backseat to local service ads for our local SEO, local service-based businesses. And with this update, we're seeing that they're using not only the organics more than actual ads, but they're bringing in classic Google Ads. AI Max for search campaigns is the brand new thing that they talked about, they released. It's going to help the business just get ads created out of like thin air. You know how difficult it is, right, to get assets from our clients, right? We just like having
It is so difficult, and this is what I always, if you're a business owner, if you're watching this podcast right now, everybody has a cell phone, everybody has a camera. It is essential for your business to have this content, right? When people are finding you, you need to be trusted, and one of the ways you're trusted is with a solid website, right? If you don't have a good website, people aren't going to trust you. But another way is by having content on your site, on your social medias, on everywhere. And so that, yeah, like you said, it's really difficult to get content from businesses, but it is so essential in 2025 and beyond to have this content.
it's so crucial. Google is going to grab the content that you have on your ads. So it's like for your ads, excuse me, the content that you have on your site is going to be shown on your ads. So if you have old images, if you have old services, you need to update that if you want to run ads. Google always had a place for like the landing page quality score, right? That's still going to be even more relevant because Google AI is going to be able to visit that landing page and give it a real quality score. Does it have relevant content for this keyword search? Is it good for this user? And after that, give it a real quality score. Maybe make the ad be a little cheaper or a little more expensive, depending on how bad or good that landing page is. So and then think about how much like it is, how important it is to have new and always updated pictures for your site. If Google's going to be grabbing things to update their own ads, they're going to want it. We've seen them ask for new pictures on the organic side all the time on
One
Google
of the
Business
ways that
Profile.
yeah, one of the things that I kind of liken it to a client's Google business profile, right?
Mhm.
If you create a Google business profile and you seed it out, and the first month, you know, you're probably going up the ranks. But if you leave it alone and don't touch it and don't update it, don't make any posts, don't update the photos, it's not going to look like a trusted profile, right? Same thing with a website. You want to make sure that you're updating things on a regular basis there. So whether that's updating your picture, updating their content, that's something that will play a factor into you know, being found and being trusted. So I always use when it comes to you know, marketing, I always use trust. That's like the biggest word for me. You want to be trusted as a business owner. You want to be trusted as a marketer, right? And that's like the biggest thing. And I think that Google will always want to look for that trust because they don't want to send their users to a place that isn't going to be trusted, where they're going to get a bad experience or that may be closed, you know? So that trust factor is a big thing for me.
Boom. Boom, you said that, man. You just brought me back to Google's main and, or original product, right? And what they use to rank everything. It's EAT. It's experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. There's the trust, right? They've had it since the beginning, and they continue to build upon it. And with trust comes a user's reliability and coming back, and being able to create this juggernaut that Google is today. So it's eat is more important than ever. What is old is new again, right? To quote our friend John LePay, it's really a very interesting time, and I think a very, we're on the ground floor of something big. I think that there's opportunities for so many marketers and so many business owners, like more so than ever, to really take advantage and get new eyes on your campaigns, on your website, get new traffic, new customers in the door, because the way that search is changing, you have to be on the forefront to get those new customers, or you're going to get left behind. It's a referral base is only going to
Yeah.
take you so far.
And speaking of content, what we've seen, and especially yesterday, is the kind of like the advancement of these AI images and video. The video is amazing, like what they
Wow.
can do with video. What do you think is going to be the role of these AI videos, these AI created videos and images in marketing, and how will that factor into with the trust? You know, because if we're creating an AI video for a client, maybe that might not be the actual you know, business itself. It's an AI video. How will that play a factor in that trust? And why do you feel like it's being kind of pushed?
So, I mean, I think that goes back to how difficult it is for us as a business to get assets from our clients, right? That we manage their campaigns, and we beg for assets. The assets being pictures or videos. Now, I'm sure Google has the same issue, and so that they're making these tools so that people that might not be the most picture savvy, the most video savvy, they can get ads out where they want to be with, these tools that they generate. That being said, I do think people will notice, and I do think Google itself and their AI is going to notice, and they're going to prioritize. Human beings will prioritize authenticity over AI. I used to think, right, like you're going to be able to replace a lot of people with AI, and not have to deal with, personalities, this and that. But I don't think that anymore. I think that we're going to be in an over AI saturated world, and we're going to, like, human beings are going to really want that contact, that interaction with other human beings. And that's another thing, like, not to do another shameless plug, but OMG National has real human account executives, digital marketing specialists that speak to our client and strategize and help them grow their business, right? So that is a value add that's going to continue to expand. Um,
Mhm.
that's what I think.
100% agreed. I mean, there's a lot of businesses out there that are just using AI to create things like websites, and we have actual people who are creating the websites. We want, that human element, that human touch, to create exactly what the client's looking for, and to add all the backend information that is needed for the success of a campaign, for instance. So we actually have real people working on all of our accounts. So that's definitely a notch, and a shameless plug to OMG for sure.
Absolutely. And they're augmented with the AI tools, right? We got them using AI tools to do call analysis for over 100 calls all at once using AI Studio. Like Gemini 2.5 Flash Preview 520 rolled out 2 days ago. It's amazing. It can analyze massive amounts of data really fast, and it makes
And it
a
just makes us better
CSV
marketers.
list.
Honestly, it just makes us better at our jobs. It's not, as you
Absolutely.
mentioned, it's not replacing humans. It's just making us more efficient, right? So it would be impossible, 5 years ago, to analyze 100 calls for a client, but now we can just upload that and analyze it and really look for pain points and try to find solutions for those things. And I think that that's, like, for me personally, is the biggest value add for myself,
Mhm.
is just being able to take massive amounts of data. And as you mentioned, I kind of oversee all of the fulfillment. I can take what a person has done over a month, put it into AI, analyze their notes, analyze their work, analyze their KPIs, and really kind of determine what kind of employee we have. And I think that that just makes us better as people, and advance society as a whole. So I think that it's been an amazing thing.
100%. 100% agree with that. And I don't think that we could end on a better note, Anthony. It's a better society because of AI, and it's a better place because of you and your
I
team
appreciate
and
you,
the
man.
and the hard work. Guys, thank you for joining us on another episode. If you're following us here to the end, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Share the video. I'm sure if you're getting any value of it, someone else will too.
Hit that like button, guys. Come on now.
Let's go. Thank you, Anthony.
Appreciate you,
I'll see
Henry.
you around. Bye
All
bye,
right.
guys.
Bye bye.
Thanks.